All right. So one of the things you're just talking about how like now you're single digit, you're 9.5, right? And then you just showed me a round where you shot 2 over par on the front 9. And so then see how I think and how you should think of it is say, well, I shot 2 over on the front 9. And so it's only a matter of time before I have 2 over on the front and 2 over on the back, because I can do that. And then you're a 4 handicap. And so
I have that in my head. And
right.
I always think
but that's
finish strong.
Exactly.
It's in my head.
So the point though here is like, it's just a matter of time is the mindset. And it's that positive energy, that positive thinking that makes it really start to happen. Now, here's what you'll figure out. To get it to be consistent, you have to put emotions away and be robotic about things. Like, I'm very procedure oriented with everything. And like, so that way, then when things are going well, that's fine. I'm running the procedure. I'm just running the program. And I have procedures for my putting, procedures for my chipping, procedures for my iron, procedure for my driver, procedure for my sand. That way, then if I'm in any scenario, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do that, run that program, and then boom, I know the ball will be okay. And then the other thing I mentioned is remember to eat. It's funny. I'm always nourishing myself. I like mixed nuts. It seems like that's a good thing to eat because it's like you can nibble. Those candy bars, like the first T bars and stuff, they do work, but they're a little too sugary for me sometimes. And so, but they do work if you need a, and then I think it's better if I get to have like a meal and then go play and then eat on the back 9 at some point. I like that too. But a lot of times in tournaments, because your energy, like you're on adrenaline, everything's going like, when it's like that, I try to eat every 4 holes. You know what I mean? But yeah, so the mindset should be, all right, good. I just shot 2 over for 9. I can do that potentially twice. Just got to keep making my swing more consistent. And then remember, emotions aside, don't start thinking, oh, I'm doing well today. Never think that. The golf gods will strike you down, as the saying is,
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's like, instead you're like one time I was playing, I birdied the first 3 holes of Costa Mesa. The guy I'm playing with says to me, he says something terrible to me. He says, you just birdied the first 3 holes. I'm like, you don't say. I'm like, why would you say that? I said, that's the most terrible thing anyone's ever said to me. That's what I said to him. And he's like, right. Yeah. And you know what I say? And you know what you got to say to them? You say, that's terrible. You know, we do not talk about a no-hitter.
Right.
Right? You don't talk about a no-hitter. So I said, now that you said that to me, I have to block you out. This is what I told the guy. I have to block you out. And on my next shot, I have to figure out my yardage and my target and run the program and forget that you just said that to me. Thank you. Yeah. And then he's like, and I was like, but this is what is supposed to happen. See, on the pro events I play in, guess what? We don't say. I played with this guy, Anthony Paolucci, in the U.S. Open qualifying 2 years ago. This kid is 6 under going into the 16th hole, right? And then on 17 makes another birdie to shoot 7 under for the tournament, right? Me and the other pro playing with him said nothing. We were talking about like fantasy football or talking about other stuff on purpose to help the guy to have a great round, because you don't want to mess up a good round. Anyway, so the point here is so robotic mode. Someone says something to you, tell them, no, I can't worry about that. One time I'm playing, listen to this story. I'm playing a tournament. I just made 4 birdies in a row 3 birdies in a row. And the pro I'm playing with says to me, he says, you might win this tournament. I said, you know as well as I know that I can't think of that. I have to just worry about taking my ball from this fairway taking the ball from this tee and putting it in that fairway. That's all I can worry about. I said, so I appreciate that gesture, but I'm not worried about that, and so you got to block it out.
Exactly. I got friends
Mm-hmm.
that try